Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com, and we are live on the internet. It is Sunday, it is noon Eastern Time, and I'm finally back in Cleveland after getting in last night well past midnight and getting probably 10 hours of sleep. Finally, it just all kind of hits you when you get back after not getting sleep for basically close to a week, riding the startup bus. So when I left things yesterday in Austin, Texas, everyone was assembled at Launch Rock, which is a converted lumber yard, and they were all getting ready to start doing their pitches around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This was the semifinal round, and as you know, we had one group from the Cincinnati bus, the listener team, made it through to the semifinal rounds. So we're going to follow their progress. Hopefully they make it through into the finals, and hopefully they make it beyond that. But for everyone else, there was a whole mix of emotions that was going on because finally, for the first time, after this whole 72-hour journey had completed, finally these folks had a chance to talk to each other in a casual setting and not a business setting, because on the bus it was pretty much business. And they had deadlines to meet, so they really didn't get a chance to socialize and all get to know each other. And finally, now that a lot of them realized they weren't going to make it into the semifinal round, they had a chance to let some other things sink in. And of course, many of them were disappointed. That was one emotion that they felt, because they really wanted to make it through. They wanted to win this. You know, these folks are competitive. They're really aggressive. These folks are intense. You know, this was intensity on the bus for 3 days. And there was nothing that pushes you like wanting to succeed and make it through. And so a few of the folks obviously are feeling disappointed, but it's a bittersweet kind of a disappointment, because on the one hand, they're done. On the other hand, they don't want to leave this great environment that had been created, you know, this camaraderie, the friendships that have been formed. And, you know, even though everyone now is moving on, I think a lot of folks felt like they really proved something to themselves. I think a lot of these folks have been into hackathons in the past, and they've done these kinds of events, but they hadn't done one on a bus, and they hadn't done it in such a condensed period of time, and they hadn't had these relationships that were formed so intensely, and now they have to leave because everyone came together just to be on the bus. So they proved something to themselves, they proved something to each other, and what they proved was that, number one, that they could do it, that they could create a company in 3 days, and the second thing was that they could do it so quickly. The fact is that most times this process will stretch out over many weeks and many months, and unnecessarily so. And this is a great competitive productivity lesson that I think everyone on the bus is learning, is that you don't have to go slow, you don't have to take your time, you don't have to wait for things, you can just get it done and move on to the next stage. So I think a lot of folks learned a lot more than they even admit about how stuff can happen. And the fact that you can get stuff done, you can get to prototype quickly, you can move a concept from idea to prototype to finding out whether or not it's going to fly. You can do that within literally a few days. And if folks take this back to their companies, and you know, Highland Software had a number of folks on the bus here from Cleveland, and a number of big companies were allowing some folks to come and sit on the bus and take advantage of this experience. If they bring that back to that corporate structure, or even if they bring it to any other organization that they might be a part of, that's a valuable lesson that they need to learn about technology today. Is it moves very quickly, and it doesn't have to take weeks and weeks to figure out that something does or doesn't work, and to let it play out very quickly. Also, what happened in the sense of this bus and being together for so long is that these folks all found and formed new friendships. They formed friendships with people that they didn't even know existed. Some folks literally are living very close to each other. They're neighbors, and they never met each other until they got on the bus. That's an interesting thing. So new friends, though, have become new collaborators. So now they have a whole new team of people that they can collaborate with that lead from one to another. And these folks, I have a feeling, are going to stay in touch with each other. These buspreneurs have gone through an experience, and many of them are going to stay in touch and continue on, because these new friends that have formed new collaborations are also now forming new businesses. It was amazing how many of the projects that we went through in the Cincinnati bus that did not make it through to the semifinal round. Remember, only one of the 7 made it through. The other 6, everyone I talked to literally said they were going to take it through and follow through and try to build a company based on this. Now, I think probably one said they really didn't think it was going to go anywhere, but other than that, I think the other 5 were very convinced that this could continue on and become a business. So, new friends, new collaborations, new businesses, all because of the Startup Bus. So here's where we're at. We're in the midst of the semifinal round. We'll find out today about the finals. We'll get some information on that, and we'll let you know. We'll be back online, of course, at noon and 4 again today, Eastern Time. And then I would ask you to go to the website, coolcleveland.com, if you're not there already watching this, and check out some of the other videos that we've been posting, and I'll be putting more up that we haven't even gotten to yet, that I shot in Austin on the very last day, because I did a number of interviews, probably 5, 6, 7 interviews with different people to get their feeling on how this whole thing played out. So we'll be getting those posted as quickly as we can. Ask you to come back and check those out. Remember to comment. Remember to get in touch. Stay in touch on Facebook and Twitter. And we're still offering a $100 reward for folks that are out doing this. We'll have a random drawing here in a couple of days. So stay in touch with us on this. We'd love to hear your thoughts on your end as to how this whole thing played out. It was a remarkable experience for myself and for those buspreneurs that were on the bus. So we'll stay back in touch. We'll see you at 4 o'clock today, and we'll be back in touch again. It's Thomas Mulready from coolcleveland.com.